Alright, hey, it's Mark. So, I'm now in the woods, as you can see probably behind me. Hopefully this is in frame. It's the first time I've used my tripod in this manner, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm out here just along this trail that leads down to some of the worst areas that we have around where I live. And I'm gonna go out to a little spot I know. I'm gonna set up my little liquid burner. I'm not gonna start up a fire today just because I don't have the time for it. And I'm just gonna make some coffee, sit around, relax a little bit out here in the woods today. It's Friday, it's about 12:15 or so, and it is about 2 degrees Celsius, so I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but you can look it up and Google it if you're really concerned about it. But still cold, still snowy. As you can see around me, there's plenty of snow, and it looks nice. It really does. So we'll catch you in a few minutes. Bye. And here's the sound of the wonderful, nice, frosty snow. Again, here's the look. Yeah, it's kind of dark. Well, you know, I live in Sweden and it happens. It's 12 noon. This is about as bright as it gets. You can see the treetops. There's some good light, but I'm on a backside of a hill, so I'm gonna be cutting up through here, and hopefully I can find my old spot. Alright, well, I found my spot that I come out to. It doesn't look like much, but at least there's a little bit of sun. Plenty of rocks, of course. Vegetation. Some good trees. There's some dead ones out here, so if I really wanted to cut, I could. There's that thing that's missing all the time. The sun. But it's a pretty good spot. I'm going to set up my ground cloth here. Set up my little fire over here. You'll see it when I get all set up, but this is going to be it for a little while. Alright, so this is take one, trying to make some coffee. What I got here is a little stove, a little gas fluid stove. Got my fire starting kit in here, all kinds of things, some fat wood, some matches, lighters in case you need them. And of course I have steel. That's all I'm going to use for this to get this light up is fire steel, because all it takes is really a little spark. All I need is a little spark. There you go, and she's going. It's not much to see, but it's going. So let it get up to full bore, put the stuff away. Sorry for the sniffles, it's a little chilly. So I got my little coffee pot here. Throw in some water. Oh yeah, it's going good. Already pre-measured this. One canteen will give me about Give me 4 cups of coffee. Not that I need that much, but it's kind of chilly. So I'll go ahead and make it all up. And this here is a Wildo canteen made in Sweden. It's sort of like the old military canteens, but much thinner. And it comes with this little clip, so it makes it really good. So now I have the water in here, I'll put the lid on. And I'll just wait for the water to come to a boil. And then I'll go to the next stage, which will be set up the coffee grinds. So I've got this canteen, or this container here, and it's actually just like a sugar container. But that's where I'm going to pour the coffee in. But I have this device here which holds your coffee filter. So you throw that over the top, take your coffee filter, make it all nice and pretty, put it in there. Put your coffee grinds in there, which I've pre-measured again for 4 cups. It's 1 scoop per 1 cup of coffee, of course, because it's Swedish coffee, nice and strong. So I just pour it in there. And then when the water's nice and hot, I pour it in there, let it sit for a little bit, and then I have coffee. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Again, I didn't want to do a fire today, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll check that flame, and yeah, it looks like it's going pretty good. Yep, still going. It's kind of hard to see, but it's getting warm. So I can't tell if you can see the flames or the heat coming off that, but it's getting nice and warm, so that's good. You take a look. Not boiling yet. Coming along though. Hey, I'm back again. So what I've done is I've hung up my gear. The backpack there is a Why Not backpack. I got on the Kickstarter. I was one of the early people to pick it up. It's from one of the YouTubers. I'll mention him a little bit later in the video, but it's quite good. It's about a 30-liter container. It has these 2 outside pockets that you can take on or take off. Hanging down from that is my, I think it's Vietnam or late 70s butt pack that I picked up in South Korea when I was stationed there. Got it as one of the open air markets, so it was a nice cheap deal. But again, here's a close-up of the pouches that you can remove. You know, I got some stuff in there, but nothing too crazy. I've got my axe, Gransford Brook. Don't leave home without it, especially around here since it's made in Sweden. If I can get that in focus. There you go. Really good axe. It's a camping axe. I had one in the States, and when I moved over here I had to get another one, so very good. And they're made here, so as you can see, got quite a bit of space in this backpack. It's come in pretty handy. I got a cool little Wolverines patch. Of course, I'm a child of the 80s, so really like some of the movies and some of the patches that are out there. Coffee's still going at it. I got the grinds all set up, coffee cup. Those metal brass things are the lids that go onto the cooker that's underneath this. So I'll pull this off so you can see if you see the flames. There you go. You see how that goes? That's been going for a while. You can see a little bit of steam coming off the coffee or off the water. Put that back on. Let her continue to brew up. Let's take a look. She's getting there. Not done yet, but that's alright. So like I said, I'm out here in the woods. It's a nice little day. Got some sun finally. It's been rainy, windy, pretty crappy, but today was a good day, so I figured I'd come out. So, yeah, we'll see how the coffee turns out. Alright, so the coffee pot I have here is a Trangia. It's lightweight, it's just cheap old metal, but it does really good. It's made here in Sweden. It's a pretty good one. The cooker, the burner is the same company. They make a lot of camping equipment. I got this little foldable rubberized cup here, and it's made by, or it's made for Velco coffee, which is here in Stockholm, where I got this and the coffee system from. But again, this is a fold-a-cup original made in Sweden by Wildo, which is the same company that makes the canteen I had. So it's a good product. I've used these before. It's hard rubber, but it's nice and light. And it just pops out, and you got a little handle there, so you can drink some coffee. So it's pretty cool. A little brass container in the bottom there. I just picked it up at the grocery store. Saw some of the other YouTubers out there had it, and they had made a little billy cooker out of it, but I have a billy cooker for my Civil War reenacting stuff, so that's good. So that's some of the equipment I have. Gloves. These things are the best gloves I've ever had. They're Hestra, again made in Sweden. This is deer skin on the outside, and the inside is lined because it gets freaking cold here, so you want something good and warm. And these are great leather gloves. Very good. I've had them for 2 winters now, and they're awesome. I use them for everything. Unfortunately, they get a little dirty, but that's okay. Alright, so as you can see here, the water is boiling. That's about right. That's where I want it to be. This is still going, but it's still nice and warm, so I'll put the camera back on the camera mount. Actually, you know what? I'll just do it like this. Make sure it's good and solid. This is good and prepared. Get that strap out of the way. Go over here, grab the water, which is nice and hot. You can see that fire still going, which is good. Take this, pour in a little. Alright, so take 2 on that. Let's see how this works. Pour a little, get her started. You see she brews through. Okay. I'll just continue to add the water. It's back on. Continues to stay hot. You may not be able to see it, but you can hear it dripping down in there. Continue to add water. Just like your home coffee pot. Just out in the woods, and everything's better out in the woods. Sorry about that, it's my text messages. I'll make sure I kill that sound here in a few minutes. Gotta stay in touch with the real world. Well, as always, the sun starts to get behind the trees, and yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to pour in the rest of the hot water. It's still nice and toasty. This is going to be good. It smells great. They should have an option for smell mode on these cameras, because it really does smell good. Alright, I'll be back once she's done brewing. Taking the rest of this water. So it looks like I measured just enough fuel in that burner, because just went out and I didn't have to put it out, which is good. So I think I've got it pretty well figured out how much fuel I need for a good burning. But just for safety's sakes, you take this lid. Actually, this lid's pretty cool because you can adjust it for the amount of flame you want. You put it on top there, so if you don't want a full burn, you want a little slow cook, you can just adjust this where you want, and you throw it on top. Well, to put it out, you just put it to the closed position, and then you just chuck it on top, and it extinguishes it. But it's already out, so that's good. Pour the rest of that water in there, which is still nice and hot. And that's it for this. Just listen to it. You can hear it brewing. You can hear it dripping. It's going to be good. I'm going to remove my coffee dripper basically, put it off to the side, and now I've got nice hot coffee in this container. I could leave in the container, but I didn't bring the lid today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it right back in to the pot where I brewed it. And of course, if I had the fire still going or had a little bit more flame, look at that. Look at that. That's going to be good. Nice dark coffee. If I still had the fire going, I could put a little on there just to, or I could put this back on there to keep it warm if I wanted to, but I'm going to go right to the goods. So I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee here. You can see how good that looks. Oh yeah, that's good. I'll just let that sit there. Alright, well hey, got my coffee here, it's really good. Having it black today because I don't have any cream, but that's okay. It's good coffee. Next time I'll just find a place not to put it in the snow so it doesn't get cool as fast as it has now, but that's okay, it's good stuff. Got a little bit of grinds in it, but not too bad, but hey, it's outside, so it's always good. So, my name is Mark. I live in Stockholm, Sweden, which is quite interesting because I come from Rhode Island. Rhode Island's home. From a little town called Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I'm doing these videos now because I've been motivated by some other people out there on the YouTube channel world. Some of them are outdoorsmen, campers, bushcrafters, etc. And also I have a friend of mine from back junior high school, gosh, high school times, Mark Plant. I'll put a link down below to his blogs. He's doing video blogs. He's still back in Rhode Island, and it's good to watch his videos because it gives me that connection back to home. But I wanted to take an opportunity to share my life with some people. So I live in Stockholm now. I've lived all over the place. I was in the military for 20 years. I retired. So I've been around, primarily the United States, Asia. I did some peacekeeping operations here in Europe and Bosnia-Herzegovina. But I'm 46 years of age now, and I've settled here in Stockholm. I've been here for just over 2 years. And things are going good. So I want to thank all those people that are out there that are doing YouTube videos. It's good, it's encouraging. It helps people to get motivated to do different things, and I have been. For example, this jacket here. This jacket is dyed green by me. Originally it was really white, like these cords. It was really crappy white. This is a Swedish military surplus jacket. It was white originally, so you'd wear it in the winter to blend in with the wonderful scenery around you. But I dyed it green. It's got great pockets. It's really good for the winter. It has a top layer, you know, something you can sit on, something you can take off. It's a good windbreaker too. Underneath I have my Civil War reenacting sack coat. I wear it because it's extremely warm. It's all wool, 100% wool, and inside it's also lined with wool. That's that green. It's also another set of wool. The sleeves are not lined with wool. They're lined with muslin or cotton, which is fine, but this does really good. I get gear where I can. Some of it's expensive, like the gloves. Obviously the camera equipment's not cheap, but most of the stuff I have, the backpack costs a good amount of money, the axe too, but some of the stuff is surplus military stuff. Again, I was in the military, the butt pack I got in South Korea in '91, and I keep some of the stuff I've had from the military, and it's come in handy. And of course I look for stuff here in Sweden, like this jacket, done some modifications to it. I've looked at other YouTubers here in Sweden and I found these pants, these are the typical outdoor pants. And these are not the real expensive ones. These are from ITAB, I-T-A-B. It's a Swedish company. It's got a lot of pockets, also flexible, so when you're sitting on a rock or bending over or kneeling down, it flexes. Also, it's waterproof, so it's good for when I was kneeling down by the coffee. But anyways, I don't have too long to talk because I'm almost out of memory space. So in the future, I'll make sure I have my memory stick cleared up. But I just had an urge to go out for a little hike on a Friday afternoon, so I figured I'd take you with me, introduce myself to you slightly, and hopefully I'll have this video up pretty soon. When I get back home, I'll probably add some more to this and mention some of the people, like the person who made my hat that I'm wearing. It's really warm. It's made of wool. It's made in Finland by a young lady that makes these hats by hand, and it's a Viking stitch pattern, so it's not a modern pattern, and it's really warm. Sorry to say, it gets cold here. It was minus 15 the other day when I was out hiking, and this hat was really good, and the gloves are great. When you're out in climates like this is a nice day. It's about 2 Celsius. It's still snowy. There's still a lot of... Oh, they're going to do the explosion soon. They're building tunnels. So if you hear an explosion in a couple seconds, that's what the siren was, is they're getting ready to detonate some. They're building a highway underground. If you know Sweden, it's mostly rock. So they're spending billions and billions of kroner to build a tunnel system instead of bridges because, well, you know, we have to save the green spaces. Skål. But anyways, Sweden's been good. I've enjoyed myself here. I've done a lot of different things, and I'll be touching on those. Get out. Enjoy life. You only live it once, and you should enjoy it while you have a chance. So that's all for now. I'm going to pack up. Everything's all pretty much ready to go. I'm going to head home. I'll edit this video, and I'll add some links to some of the web pages, some of the other people I follow, like Scramble O on YouTube, Magnus here in Sweden. There's all kinds of YouTubers out there. So stay tuned. I might have more. We'll see. I want to go camping this year. I have a tarp that I use. I'm not into tents. I like going light if I can. And it's great here in Sweden. You can camp anywhere. 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 Anyone's property, as long as you're away from their house a certain distance. Anywhere. So it's pretty cool. There's some great views over here of the water and the lake, and I'll take you on some hikes as I go out a little further and show you some of the different things. But that's all for today. Skål. Have a good weekend.